Hey, what's going on, G-Ballers? Today I have a new knife here to share with you, and this is coming in from North Mountain Blade. If this is your first time stopping in, welcome to G-Ball Vision. Let me know down in the comments what your carry is for today. North Mountain Blade, you always get a solid little goodie bag from them. You get stickers, band-aids, Q-tips, knife oil, and you get a paracord lanyard there. Now, this is something I picked up off their website last week, and I would say, overly excited to get into this. You have an extra hardware slip, you have a COA card, and a microfiber cloth in there. Now we have our hard case here, and I have to say, I am very excited about this one. So this is going to be, from what I know, the newest North Mountain Blade and Strider collaboration. Ooh, baby, look at that. Oh, man. So this is the BBNM, as they are calling it, and perfectly centered up there. We're going to be looking at full titanium handles, and this is going to be a titanium frame lock. Now let's get this blade out here and see what we're looking at. Ooh, okay. So we have a true satin finished DLC blade in 3V here, and this is a drop point Tanto, and I think I made the right decision. They also have these in like a clip point style blade, and man, that is tight in there, but it has a good strong detent on it as well. Oh yeah, okay. I was a little worried. I just didn't know how the action was going to be. You can kind of see there it's got tight fit in there. So a tight fit, I should say, but man, I think once this breaks in, oh, wow. So yeah, once it gets broken in a little bit, you can just tell that it's nice and smooth as it drops to the thumb there. Yeah, this is really, really nice. Look at that blade. So, if you're not familiar, companies are now doing satin DLCs, a polished DLC. There's also a matte DLC that some people get confused and don't think it's quite a DLC, but when in reality, it actually is. For instance, I have the Zero here from Kaiser, and that is a true DLC on that blade, but it's a matte DLC. So you can see a big difference, and depending on what you're looking for, there's going to be a lot of options. So let's break this thing down here. We'll get a close-up look, and let's get a measurement on our specs here. We're looking at about 2 3/4 of cutting edge, and we got about 3 5/8 of total blade, and she's going to be coming down there around 8 1/8 inch overall. And to put that in some perspective, we got the Kaiser drop bear here and the Benchmade bug out, and you'll see the BBNM is going to be quite a bit bigger than both of those. And two more for you. We got the Vostede Raccoon up top here, and we got the Kaiser Militao here on the bottom. And here again, the BBNM is going to be bigger than both of those. And here's another demonstration on a DLC difference. This is a true DLC, and this is a polished DLC, but you're not going to see those satin lines. So there's lots of options out there when it comes to DLC these days, and you just kind of have to pay attention as to what kind of finish you're going to get. So let's get our 50 ways baked in Hank out here and see what this pocket clip looks like in the pocket. Looks like it's going to be just my style here. We'll have a little bit poking out there, and whoo, that's going to be a nice tight fit. You have that frag pattern that's going to definitely help keep it in the pocket. The spring strength, it's pretty strong. You'll have a little bit poking out here of the pocket, which that's perfect for me personally. Maybe not quite this much is perfect in a sense, but I like a little bit poking out of my pocket here, and that is going to have good retention on it. It's not overdone, but this is definitely not going to be a knife that is going to fit over thick seamed pants pockets or pants like your winter Carhartts. I don't know how well, I should say, that will work in that regard. If you have any experience, you'll have to let me know. I know the BBNM series is a newer series through North Mountain Blades, so there might not be a ton of experience out there in regards to carrying this in the winter. So we'll get the arch nemesis out here and we'll give this thing a weight check. Now, we like to guess the weight here on the channel, and I invite you to play along. So put your guess down in the comments. What do you think this weighs? Even if you already left a comment, don't worry about it. Put another one down there. I'm going to give it a go here, and this has some heft to it. I mean, look at that blade stock. And we have full titanium handles here, and there's no milling except for the relief cut there. I'm going to say this is on the better side of 5 ounces. I'm going to say like 5.3 maybe. 5.3. 5.3. Oh, 5 ounces on the nose and 144 grams. So, that's not too bad for the materials and the size of this bad boy. 5 ounces on the nose. And we do have, yeah, this thing is just wicked. Some people won't like, I can hear it already. Some people won't like how much edge you're not getting on this particular design here. But that's not so, that's plenty of edge. I like a larger knife, and this is definitely, going to fill that role. And, that's plenty of edge there to do what you're going to do with a folding knife. And at least, let's be realistic here. For me, I'm not going to be taking this out and, seeing how much damage I can inflict onto this knife here. So, this will be kind of my gentlemanly badass folder, if you will. Let's go ahead and we'll switch gears here and we'll see what kind of hardware we're looking at here. So it looks to be T8 on the body. T8, and what is that going to be? T10 maybe? So T8 on the clip and body screws. And that might be even, is that something different or? Oh, I see. Okay. So that'll be, you can control that with a standard flathead, it appears there. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't even paying attention. So that'll be a flathead, and then we have T8s all the way around here. And there's your over travel stop right here, that screw there. We also have a steel insert in there, so that will be nice. And our lockup is looking pretty healthy there. That's about 45-50% or so, I would say. Let's go ahead and we'll get some measurements on this handle and blade. So we'll start off with the handle here and see what we're looking at. It's got a nice, healthy handle thickness, 0.52 there for the handle thickness. We'll switch it over to millimeters, 13.29 millimeters for our handle thickness. We're looking at 4 millimeters for the blade stock. We are looking at 160 thousandths for the blade stock. I've had some requests to do this, put the other measurements in there. So we got 22 thousandths behind the edge. And as far as millimeters go, we're looking at about 40 millimeter or 0.40 millimeters. So that's coming down very average, I would say, and has a healthy blade stock. Now, going to 3V. The 3V, I believe, is done 59 to 61, I believe. And I think prime time is like 60, 61 for 3V. So it's right there in regards to the HRC. Now, as far as 3V and, what are its characteristics, right? What's it good at? What does it need maybe help with? Well, toughness, it's off the charts. One of the toughest steels you can get your hands on. I think there's only a few that are even remotely close, and one of them is a specific steel that, it's Z-Wear or Z-Tough. I'm sorry, Z-Tough, and that is a specific steel, created specifically for toughness. Now, 3V also has damn good edge retention, pretty damn good anyway. It's up there with stuff like 4V. I believe it's also up there with CPM 154. Now, the corrosion resistance is also not too shabby. It's up there here again with stuff like Crew Wear. It's even better than M4. It's a pretty all-around good steel or super good steel. And, the main issue people have had maybe with 3V is corrosion issues, but I would say that you would have to be doing some crazy stuff with your 3V, really mistreating it to have corrosion issues with it, because I've had a lot of 3V, and not that I've taken extremely good care of that 3V, but I've taken care of it, right? And I've never had an issue. But this DLC is going to take the corrosion resistance of this blade to all new heights. So you won't have any worry about corrosion on this blade. You have the ultimate toughness in this blade. And because of that toughness, and because of how this grind is done, you're going to get pretty good edge life out of this thing here. And as far as sharpening goes, that is on point. You'll get some good sharpening life out of this fella here. Now, we already checked centering. I am interested to see how this thing stays locked up. And what do we have in there? Yeah, that's on washers. Yeah, most certainly on washers. Good access to the lock bar there. Big chamfer as well. And yeah, this thing, as I continue flicking it, or as these continue to get broken in, it's going to only get smoother and smoother. It's already smoothing out there. I bet a day or two of break-in and then just a drop of some really light oil on both sides there. I think this thing will be pretty much a free dropper, just because you have the heavier nose of this Tanto, and that'll help, get it to basically fall hydraulically shut. But you can see there, even with one or two shakes, I guess, you can get this guy to go completely home there. Yeah, this is an absolute monster feeling knife. So we'll get old Spiny out here, and everything gets ran through the spine whacker here. This is the tell-all. Don't matter how the knives end up on the table. What matters is they're on the table here. So we'll start out towards the tip. We'll go light, see what happens from there. Okay, sounds good. Give it the old triple tap. Very good. It sounds really good. Yeah. It sounds like you could hammer a nail in with it. We'll run this through our normal checks here. Centering, still perfect. Deployment still feels good. And closing action is right where we left off. And what's cool about this is you have this area here where you can just let it drop to your nail. You don't have any exposed edge here. So you don't really have a worry unless you're like way low. And I think, yeah, even then you're not going to have exposed edge hitting you. So, man, yeah, this is really sweet. Now, what are we talking about in regards to the price of this knife? Well, they're going to retail at $380. And I'll tell you what I did. Now, I have a coupon code for North Mountain Blade. I took an extra 10% off, so that definitely helped. But what I also did was through PayPal, I used the credit card through them, and I got cash back. I think like $30. So I ended up getting this closer to 300 than it was 400. And that's for the DLC versions. Now, I'm taking a look here quickly. The DLCs are 380. They got some crazy carbon fiber ones that are up at 380 without the DLC. But you can get these as low as like 330, I've seen. And that looks to be about the lowest I can find is 330. That's for titanium and satin. A regular satin, not a DLC satin. And, you know, that's not a bad price for a Strider collab in 3V with a full titanium handle, built like an absolute freaking rock, absolute tank here. Two big, massive standoffs in the back. We will be doing some more videos on the BBNM here in the future. You'll have to let me know, is the BBNM something you could see adding to your weekly rotation or to your collection? I look forward to hearing your thoughts and opinions on this new knife. Don't forget to share this video and hit the thumbs up button. That helps push the video out there to more people. I truly appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy knife and EDC content, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe because I release videos like this every single day. Make sure you ring that bell. That way you can be notified. I'm going to pop a couple of new videos up on your screen. Go check the one out you haven't seen yet. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.